I know how to do it. I know what I'm doing. Hang on, mate. Go on, you go downstairs, have a cup of coffee or something like you wanted to do, and I will take over. Sorry about that. Welcome to this video. I think I'll have to not use the moustache today. I don't think it's going to bloody work. I've tried my best to use it, but it's not going to work, is it? How many people are watching? There's only 3 people watching this time. Andy said there's like 32,000 people watching. He's come around the house. He said, you got to come over, Dave. They're all asking for you. And I said, I'm not going over. I was at home watching Black Sabbath on my own TV. It's been a bloody difficult day for me, I tell you. Very upset I have been. Anyway, Andy's gone downstairs now, right? He's downstairs. Because he don't really like the metal. He's pretending he likes it, but he don't really like it. He's downstairs listening to Fleetwood Mac rumours now. Anyway, we're live. We're back live. Hopefully, we'll start getting some people coming in. Because the last one, he said, had a lot of people coming in. Yes. So, yeah, sorry about the old moustache. I actually, because of in the summer, I shave my moustache off, you see. I always like to shave it off because my moustache is very thick, as you've seen. And it's when you've got a big hairy moustache like I've got, it keeps the heat in. And that's no good for you in the summer. So I shaved it off. But when he said, I said, I ain't doing it. They'll see me out with moustache. He's giving me this thing here to wear. Look at it. It's no bloody good. I'll try it again. So I know people like the look. But this one's more like Hercule Poirot. You know Hercule Poirot? It's more like that anyway. Seems to be sticking back on now, so I might leave it. Anyway, this is part 2 of my reaction. Well, it was Andy's reaction to start off with. Now it's my reaction. Probably Dave's reaction. So they got some sort of super group on at the moment. I don't know who it is. Let's have a look who they got. They got Scott Ian from Anthrax. I can look at him. Yeah, he's been on before. I was watching him before Andy came round, knocked the door, saying you got to come round and do all this. They're doing Sweet Leaf now. They've got a cuff going on. Oh, it's Mike Borridin from Faith No More on drums. Open Andy drummer is, yes. They sound good, this lot. Oh, my God, who's that bloke on the guitar? That looks like Nuno Bettencourt, doesn't it? Oh, I love him. He's great. Why aren't they showing any pictures of him? They should really show some pictures of old Nuno, shouldn't they? They're not showing him up close. I bet Jason Momoa said that. 2 handsome blokes there, they get jealous, don't they? I might just pretend that this moustache is on. What's this on my face now? What's that? What a little cringe. Bloody hell, it's hot, isn't it? Anyway. Hello, Emblematic. Did you know any of the members from Black Sabbath, Bloody Dan? All of them, man and boy. Right back in the old days. In fact, it was me that gave him the idea. I was best mates with Tony because I knew him from when his dad used to have the ice cream van. He used to have the ice cream van, his dad did. And I got to know his dad first through buying ice creams as a lad. Then I made friends with Tony. And then I could remember him coming around. He was playing the guitar. He comes around. He goes, I'm a bit cheese chocolate, probably Dave. And I said, what's the matter, Tony? He goes, well, thing is that I just cut all my fingers off in a bloody industrial accident. And I don't think I can play the guitar anymore. And I said, you don't need to worry about that, mate. He said, what can I do? I can't play the thing. I've made these plastic fingers, but I can't play any bloody chords on it or anything. And I said, why don't you invent heavy metal? And he goes, what's heavy metal? I said, it's like a style of music, right? Got loads of distortion on the guitar. Sing about Satan. I gave him the whole thing, I did. Whole thing I gave him. I said, think about Satan. What else? I said, play bar chords. He said, oh, that'd be bloody good because I can't do any of them. No, not power chords, I said. That was it. He said, don't play bar chords. He said, I can't play them, Dave. Can't play the bar chords. Can't even do open chords. I can't even do like a C. Can't do it. Can't do a D. Went through all the chords. Anyway, I said to him, "Now, just do your power chords." He said, "What you like with your rock pencil?" He said, "Can't play those." I said, "Why?" He said, "Can't bend any of the strings. I've got plastic fingers now. I can't bend the strings." I said, "Don't worry. What you got to do is get yourself some light gauge strings." Well, they didn't have them back in the 1960s. I said, "Go and get yourself a packet of banjo strings." Banjo string. You know what the old banjo string is, yeah? I told him to get one of those. And he says, "I ain't got one, mate. I'm circumcised." I said, "No, that's you daft bugger. Actual banjo strings, light strings." Anyway, I could have a swig of my drink because I'm a bit hot in this outfit. I might have to take my leather jacket off because I'm getting a bit bloody hot. But I know him. I've been trying to ring up Geezer Butler to get me a ticket to go. I ain't going to pay. Bloody hell, not when I gave him the bloody idea of heavy metal. I ain't paying for it. And they wouldn't bloody answer. And I kept ringing him up. And now he's put one of them things on, where you're not allowed to go within 50 foot of him or something. I thought, I ain't going to go to the bloody gig because I want to get down the front, don't I? And then I'll be within 50 foot of him. So I haven't gone. So I have to watch it on home. So I'm sat at home now with the old wife. I'm sat there with Beryl watching it. I was enjoying myself, actually, to be honest. I could see it better than I would be able to see it down at the old bloody proper venue for a load of money. Anyway, so door knocks. It's bloody Andy. I said, "What you doing here, mate?" He says, "We need you." He says, I've just done a live stream. I've had 32,000 people watching it." I said, "No way, yeah?" I had about 800 people watching to start off with. It's unbelievable. Then dropped down to about 500, I've got to be honest. And I think the reason why they were dropping off is because they were saying, "What's the hell's Andy doing this for? Where's Brummie Dave?" And then they started to say it. And I said, "Well, I don't want to go, mate." And he said, "Come on." I said, "I can't go. I've bloody shaved my moustache off for the summer." So he gave me this moustache. I did this routine earlier, but there wasn't many people watching it. Where's the moustache gone? I lost it now. It was rubbish. I tried to wear it, but kept falling off. Where's it gone? Anyway, I'm gonna have to take this jacket off. So we got 80 people. I think Andy was bloody exaggerating. 800. We've got 80 people watching now. It's not as much as it was before. This singer's pretty good. This ball bloke has got on. He was singing that bit. Dude, Sweet Leaf, good. I do like this song. Do you know that Black Sabbath wrote it about a nice cup of tea? Because they came round my house once about 1969, and old Geezer says that, "You're all right, Dave. I need to wet my whistle." I said, "Do you fancy a nice cup of tea?" And he said, "Yeah, I could have a nice cup of tea." I said, "What's this?" And he poured in the tea. He was expecting PG tips, but I've got some Darjeeling. I've got some bloody Darjeeling in. So he's supping away. He's on it, and he goes, "Bloody hell, this is a nice, sweet cup of tea." I said, "Well, I put 4 sugars in for you, Geezer, because I know you like it." He said, "I like a bit of sweet tea, I do." And he wrote this song called Sweet Tea. I said, "You can't have sweet tea." And he sat there, he said, "What shall I call it?" They said, "Well, tea's a leaf in it. Why do you call it sweet leaf?" He said, "That's a bloody good idea, as is." He wasn't very good because he'd got a bit of an old cold and he'd got a bit of a chesty cough at the time. So they put that on the record. I gave them all the ideas. I'll tell you all about it. Right, we got some. There's lobster. He's put 4 lobsters up. What does that mean? Is that something to do with that Jordan Peterson fella? Craig Ollenborg. Where's Andy? He's downstairs now. He's got his feet up. Listen to bloody Fleetwood Mac. He don't like all this heavy stuff. He couldn't take it. Colin Burrows. I clicked again. I need to go do something. What you on about, mate? Burke Berkson. Where can I watch this? You have to go and pay, Burke. That's why I'm doing this. Right now, Andy says there's a bloody mirror here. Well, we got this mirror, so do you want to see who's on? He said you can hold it up like that. How the hell's this work? That's me, that is there. So bloody good. Can you see me? Let's look at that. What the hell's drumming that? Look at that bloke. He's got a bloody skull face who's drumming. Look at that. Can you see that one there? So that's the best you're going to do until they put it up online for free. You'll have to put up with that. You can't hear it, can you? I don't want to risk playing it for you. I've got it on the old headphones. This is like a bloody super group, isn't it? I wonder who's drumming on that. We don't know who he is. It's like a mystery. I'll position this over here, right? And I'll position it. So if you want a sneaky look. Is that the thing or was that me? That's me, isn't it? That's not the one. Sorry about this, chaps. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's it. There. They can't bloody see a thing, can they? Yes. I'm going to have to take my coat off, chaps. Is that all right? Oh, bloody hell. It's stuck to me because I'm so bloody sweaty. I can't get it off. That's a trouble with leather jackets, isn't it? They changed the name of Sweet Leaf from Earl Grey now. They change it from Sweet Tea. Bloody dead fish cheese spread. I just told you the story. They're trying changing it for you the way you want to do it. Earl Grey is a totally different thing altogether. Altogether. Ozzy thought that Earl Grey was an actual Earl. You know. And so he comes around the house. I said, do you fancy a bit of Earl Grey? And he thought I was propositioning and I pulled him into some sort of posh bloke's party. You know what the poshies are like? You know, Ozzy was a young bloke. He got frightened. He climbed out the bloody window. You think he's a nutter, but I tell you, he doesn't like anything happening like that. You know the sort of thing I mean. Doesn't like that. Right. Thanks for the sneaky bit, look. Definitely helps a bit with the commentary. Doesn't it, Wagstaffs? Scott H. Jackson's on. Mirroring the live stream is the allegory for the cave of all times. I think he's done a reference to Plato's cave there. He thinks I wouldn't know that because I'm from Birmingham. They think we're all thick, you see. But I've studied my philosophy in great depth. It is really, yes. And I don't know why you brought it up, mind. Lobster's written Albert Tatlock. That's fair enough. Matt Parker's put Good Evans. You're right, Matt. And Deadfish is putting, sorry, having a major lag here. Oh, you probably haven't got the story, I see. Part 2, yeah, Rob K. I'm here now. Andy's having a wrist. Oh, I know. I do apologise for the moustache. I'd shaved it off for the summer. You're right, Matt. You're right, mate. That's good, that is. Good to see you, Dave. Means we won't hear I played with Robert Plant every 2 minutes. He's a bit like that, and he's a boaster, you see. He's a boaster. I mean, I know them all. I knew Roberts, I knew John Bonham. I knew them all. ELO, all of them. Black Sabbath, The Move. And I don't go on about it all the time, do I? Nah. Where can we watch for that for free? You can't watch it for free. Sabbath have got it sound up. They're doing it for charity. If you watch it for free, you'll be cheating the ill children of Birmingham's Children's Hospital out of their cash, you bloody Rob Dog. Right, Plato's Cave. The English Beat, Mirroring the Bathroom. Well done, Wagstaff. Another Birmingham band. I mean, one more thing. That was that two-tone thing, wasn't it, when they were doing all the ska stuff here? How was Duran Duran so posh if they were... They ain't posh, those lads. Oh, you think they're posh? Simon Le Bon. That's just French for Simon the Good. That's what that is. Simon the Good. It sounds like some medieval character, doesn't it? You know. They weren't pot. They all put it on. I'll tell you now. Nick Rhodes. What it was, he said they when they were younger, they came up, right? They weren't into all the heavy stuff. They were more into like your David Bowies and your Roxy Musics, and then they got into Chic. They really liked Chic, old Duran Duran, didn't they? You know why? Because they were. It's true with the bands back in the old days. They were always there's always a lot of fisticuffs going on, and if you couldn't handle yourself, and Duran Duran, they couldn't bloody punch their way out of a paper bag. That lot anyway. The Retro Defender says pine chips later. Oh, that'd be bloody lovely, wouldn't it? Have to have some mushy pies with it, though. How was the cup of tea? The one I made for Geezer? Well, he loved it, didn't he? It was... You see, the thing is, if you're going to have a cup of tea, right, if you're going to have a cup of tea, you need to have a lot of sugar in, don't you? Really. I mean, tea tastes like just like water without sugar in, doesn't it? You're right, John and Andy Taylor could out-party Ozzy and Bill Ward. Who's saying that? That bloody Andy Taylor, he started bloody partying. He didn't last too long, did he? He was all over the place. He had to go and join bloody Robert Palmer in Power Station. Robert Palmer, he could party. But in the last 5 minutes, you see. These rockers, they try and party, but they're not made of strong stuff. I mean, look at bloody Ozzy Osbourne. Look what he's done. He's still going, isn't he? Keep a tie. Oh, yeah, I like that joke. That's like Slade, isn't it? He used to say that, didn't he? They used to take a mickey out of him. When's Ozzy appearing? 7 p.m. I ain't got a clue, mate. I don't know. Oh my God, they're doing changes. Who's doing changes? They got a bloke on now. He looks like a bloody vampire. He's got his hair slicked back. He got a strange voice, this fella. Who's this? I like it though. You'd have to get used to that voice. Bloody hell, sounds like a bandsaw. Someone's playing the piano. You know who that is? That's Adam Wakeman on the old piano. I think he's related to Rick Wakeman. And then there's another bloke. Oh, he's got a football T-shirt on, the guitarist for that for the football fella that had the car crash. He just got married. It's sad, isn't it? Don't make me think about that. I'll get all teary. I don't want to do that. We've got so many people watching. We've got 100 people watching now. Not much of the other one. Yeah, Reverend Steve Amori. Amazing that Ozzy has survived. It is. It's down to his bloody wife. I'll tell you, that's what it is. She came on the straight and narrow. If she hadn't come along, old Sharon, I don't know what would have bloody happened. I hope someone does Johnny Blade. You don't really have that. You just try showing off that you know a rare song. Rick Wakeman met the Queen Mother. Saw it on some guy called Beato. Yes. Do you see that? Rick was on Rick Beato. You see, and I know Andy asked Rick to come on the channel. He didn't just send him a message. He got a personal message through his manager, and they said he wasn't going to go on. He didn't do YouTubes, right? And then when Rick got in touch, he said the same thing to Rick. But then Rick said, you can't bloody not have me on because my name's Rick. And you see, Rick Wakeman's he's very loyal like that, you know. But I'll tell you something about Rick Wakeman. He did play on Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, didn't he? Oh, you'd forgotten that lot, hadn't you? You see, this is why you need me, not Andy, because I got those sorts of facts. Have you Taylor, Peter Green and Paul Kossoff? Nah, I don't know them. Never knew them. They're not from around here. When I was 13, I somehow got a ticket to see Ozzy. I took a bus from Pennsylvania to Atlantic City, New Jersey, to see Speak of the Devil tour. Great White. What the hell was that about? That's not a story. That's just a description of something you did. It's like saying, I got up in the morning, scratched my bum, went downstairs, had some peanut butter on toast, and then put my feet up and watched Loose Women. What's he telling us about that for? Dead fish cheese spread. You go, be blaming your bloody lad. I'm sorry, Andy was on. I was watching him on the thing. He was a lot kinder. I ain't gonna be. I'm Birmingham born and bred. You're just gonna get it straight. Martin Barr from Jethro Tull was a brummie, wasn't he? I think so, yeah. I mean, he was like, I don't know. Tony was in Jethro Tull, and he didn't like it, and he left, and then they got Martin Barr in at that point. That's all I know really about that lot. I never knew Martin really well. He was a bit of a nerd. A bit of a nerd he was, Martin, from what I remember. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say something to you then, but I can't remember what it is. What was I going to say? No, I don't think that's right, Reverend Stephen Moore. I think you're making stuff up now. I do think that's what's going on. Who the hell's this on at the moment? I don't know what's going on here. They should have some bloody stuff on to tell you who's on. But I think we've had the. I mean, when I was coming over here, I missed a bit of this. I don't know. The last band I saw was Lamb of God when Andy arrived. Did I miss anybody good? I mean, what about Metallica? I haven't missed them, have I? I'd like to see them. Reverend Stephen always seems to have a lot of Martin Barr facts, and he's determined to show them off in the chat, isn't he? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Right. And he said he made a mistake because he said that all the other YouTubers, they'll make you pay just to talk to you. Right? You have to pay. Right? Now, if you look down there in the chat at the bottom, there is a bit to pay down there. Now, Andy don't mind because he's getting paid anyway, but I'm doing this for bloody nothing. But I'll still. That's who the fella is. It's young blood, isn't it? Yeah. Dead fish cheese spread. He's got another comment up. I saw Yes in Atlantic City too in the round. Everybody who saw him in the round, because when they played Atlantic City at that point in time, they're in the round. Fine Young Cannibals were Brummies. That's true, that is. I know them quite well. Well, not so much them. I knew their manager. Yeah. Their manager who also used to manage the other band as well. The Beats that you remember talking about. Andrew J. Wilson who says Metallica are turning into the Foo Fighters, Dad Rock. I don't think they are, actually. I think that James Hetfield is turning into the Lion of the Wizard of Oz. Have you seen him now? Have you seen him? I thought it was the bloody Wizard of Oz. Now, if that's the case, then Kirk Hammett needs to turn into the Tin Man, and he's nearly there, isn't he, don't you think? And if he's going to turn into the Tin Man, then they need to get... fella me lad, Lars, he needs to be the Scarecrow. Do you reckon that would work as an idea for Metallica to go down that route? And then the big fella that plays the bass from Suicidal Tendency, he could be like Dorothy, couldn't he? Because he's got the plats already, hasn't he? If you think about it, I am onto something there. This is why I am so famous in the music industry. I don't know how I do it. I have ideas, and they're just bloody amazing anyway. Right. What's going on now? Metallica's agent is married to a Tory MP, Louise, someone she is a week older than me. Reverend Stephen Moore, you've got a lot of facts going on here, and I appreciate them. You reckon Kirk Hammett would turn into Dorothy? Nah, he'd be the Tin Man. Have you heard him talk? He talks strange. But they all talk like that, don't they? They all talk funny in Metallica. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with it. Alice in Chains are next. Right, that's okay. That's good. I like them. That pic of Tony Moustacheless sitting in his white Vetty. What the hell's he going on about? Something, because I don't know what you're talking about. Mommy Virtue. Which songs do you think Black Sabbath will play tonight? Oh, you've written that right. I can just read that straight off. That's bloody good. Right, so what they're going to play? Right, they're going to play Paranoid, right, without a doubt. They're going to do Paranoid. They're going to do Iron Man, aren't they? Right, that's bloody obvious, isn't it? We know they're going to do that. Now, the next thing is, are they going to do Black Sabbath? They got to, haven't they? They got to do Black Sabbath, because that's where the band's named, and that's the one where they do all the stuff that makes heavy metal happen, isn't it? So they're going to access free down. So Ozzy is probably practicing right back now, going, "Oh God, please God help me." He's doing all that God help me bit. We're going to have all that. It's bloody exciting, isn't it? What else are they going to do? So maybe they'll do something off every single album, which means they're going to do something off Never Say Die and Technical XT, and none of that's going to go down, is it? Really? I can imagine them doing Children of the Grave. That would be one I'd be doing. Yeah, that's a good one. What else would they be doing? Fairies Wear Boots. That'd be a good one to do. A lot of stuff off Paranoid. Rob K, you're right there. If Chris Cornell were alive, he'd be loving this. He would be. But that's a bit of a weird comment to say, because if he was alive, he wouldn't be dead. So he'd probably be happy to be alive now, although he did kill himself. So maybe he's a dog. Watch what you say, Andy says, don't talk about killing yourself, because then YouTube will scan through it and then they'll put the bloody Samaritans links. It's always happened to Andy. He does a YouTube, tries to make everyone happy, have a few laughs, and we get off this bloody Samaritans link. It doesn't go down well, does it? Trying to sell a video like that. War Pigs, yeah. I think War Pigs has got to be on the list, hasn't it? Yeah. Into the Void, I don't know. Andy's not a fan of that, neither am I. Never Say Die is about the best track on Never Say Die. They never play anything off Never Say. They do play Dirty Women. I know I'm dead. Dirty Women is not so good. I don't know. I wondered if they do Planet Caravan. That'd be a weird choice, wouldn't it? That'd give Ozzy a rest, wouldn't it? If you think about it, because he could just sit there going. That's how they did it. They said they sung through a Leslie speaker. No, they bloody didn't. They didn't do it. I showed it, Ozzy, that. He was saying, I want a nice effect. And I said, well, I do this thing. When I scare me mum, because I was a young nipper then, I said, I used to go, I'll go behind me mum and I'll be like, Mum, what are we having for tea? And she'd go, oh, bloody hell, what's that? And bloody Chips and mushy peas, you daft sod. Varies where boots must be played. I think so. I think that'd be a good one to play. What time of Dexy's on, Matt Parker, you cheeky bugger? I'm going to be on. This bloke said, "Oi, bud, this is quality. Loving it from Thailand." I wouldn't have thought anyone from Thailand would really understand any of this. I don't even think I know if I understand all this. Someone please play Super Nauts. Someone's trying to call me on my phone. It's asked me wife. Don't worry about that. She's just all bloody doing this all the time. You know, answer it. Right, we got two little chaps coming out now. I better do some reacting rather than just chatting with you guys. It's good though. This is having all these people chatting, and the views are going up. We got 142 now. Maybe because Andy did this one, he announced it. This one I've just come straight up. Right, so you got these two lads on. Right, they both got Barry Muggle hair. Did you see that then? You know the other chap, Barry Muggle. What's going on now? Now there's a little chap playing a keyboard. What's going on here? They're doing Mr. Crowley. These little chaps have come on. That bloke's got a Randy Rhodes. That kid's got a Randy Rhodes flying V. Is anyone of you watching this? What's going on here? They're doing Mr. Crowley. That's a good bloody choice. But who's doing Mr. Crowley? Is it some nippers? They're filming this in a strange fashion. I don't know whether this is actually live or pre-recorded just to fill up this gap. Can't tell. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's Jack Bloody Black and School of Rock. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Jack Black's come on. He's doing Mr. Crowley. He looks fat, doesn't he? Jack Black looks bloody fat. But then you got some nippers playing. It ain't the School of Rock fellas because they're all grown up and the bloody drummer got run over, didn't he? Poor chap. Stop going to the negative. Andy said don't get negative. This one's about Alistair Crowley, who was known as the bloody beast. 666 the beast. That's what he was. He had his house up in Scotland. Jimmy Page bought it. He was a bit of a weird one, old Alistair Crowley was. Yeah. Jimmy Page was into him a lot more than Ozzy was. I'll tell you that now. Late 70s, Jimmy Page was up to all sorts of no good in the name of Alistair Crowley. This is very good here. I'm enjoying this. And I've got to be honest, of all the people who have tried to get the Aussie timbre, Jack Black's got it here. I'd pay tickets to see this. Bloody hell. He's looking old, though, isn't he? Old Jack Black, isn't he? There's a little nipper now. Is he doing the Randy Rhodes solo? I think he is. I don't know if that is. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, of course it bloody is. Chick Eastwater says Jimmy Page bought the property, not his house, lol. What's the difference between a property and a house? Don't know what you're on about. John Lennon was interested in Crowley a little also. Yes, I'll tell you something, though. You know Graham Bond, who basically invented rock music in the early 60s and then threw himself under a train. He was the illegitimate son of Alistair Crowley. I know that for a fact. You think I'm making it up? He was. He was the illegitimate son of Alistair Crowley. Graham Bond was. That's why he wasn't all there. Old Graham wasn't. My mate did a gig with Graham Bond in the 1960s, and he was bashed out of his head on smack. That's what he was. Check out Infectious Grooves with Ozzy on the song Therapy. It's Mike Mule from Suicide. I got all that stuff bloody, you know, the what was it? The thing that makes your booty move or something? What's that bloke? Arian Kwashi has said, are you watching it, mate? I paid for the ticket. Well, Andy, as how much it is now. I paid for it. I'm not even watching mine. I could have just come around here and watched it with him anyway. Matt Parker says Crowley and him are from the same town. Which town's that? I mean, you imagine that Alistair Crowley is from somewhere terrifying, don't you? Well, I wouldn't imagine Matt Parker is. Where are you from, Matt? I suppose you don't want to say, do you, in case people come round. But they can Google it, mate. And now they know where you live. Right, Jack Black is picking the little child up now and holding him. I don't like picking children up like that. I think you can get in trouble for that. Now he's doing like a rabbit hop thing. This is very strange, isn't it? There's so much entertainment on this, I'll tell you. It's better than that bloody Glastonbury. Did you see that? Bloody hell. You see, when that fella come out, you start saying, kill all the IDF. Do you see that fella? They're doing that. You know that's not going to happen here. None of this lot are going to come out doing that, and none of that's going to happen. All you're going to get is some bloody honest rock. That's it. Songs about the Satan and stuff like that. But those nippers look pretty good on the old. They're pretty good. They were like the new school of rock, weren't they? Doctoring somebody else. I've covered all this, but I know we're getting a bit of a slow start. Doctoring somebody. Did you shave off your 70s moustache, probably, Dave? Why did you do it? I always do it in the summer. Because I've got a very, very strong growth there and it traps heat. Dua Lipa's not coming out either. Pardon me. I do apologise. I forgot I was in company then when I did that. When you're going to get a Brummie Dave YouTube channel? Don't be soft. I can't be arsed with all that. Andy has to do so much bloody stuff. And you say wrong thing and they all come going for you. I mean, you think he's politically incorrect. You want to bloody sit round with me around my house. I'm bloody terrible. I am. Not racist. I'm never bloody racist. Got no problem because Birmingham. We have all sorts of creeds in Birmingham, all sorts of bloody ones. That's why the music's so good. Nah, it's more. I just don't like. There's certain things I don't. I'm going to go into it here. Bloody, you know. But I know if I get bloody on, I'd be cancelled. I don't want to be bloody cancelled. Dr. Sommer says, good answer about them. This is bloody truth. I'm just telling the truth. Do you have a favourite Ozzy solo album, Dave? Well, I like Tribute. The one that they brought as a tribute to Randy Rhoads. I'm a big fan of Randy Rhoads. I am. I thought he was a promising young guitar player, that bloke. Why he went in that bloody aeroplane and got himself? I'm doing it again. Everybody I'm talking about is dead. But he was good, old Randy was. And I like Tribute. I got that one of the Ozzy solo albums. Of course, Blizzard Ozzy's the one to have in it. You know. Remember that one he did with his daughter? Remember all that rubbish he did later on? You know that one? It's all right. High number. I remember when Black Sabbath played Live Aid, they gave them the morning slot. It's right. What the hell was going on there? Black Sabbath coming on and doing all that rubbish. Andy, do you know the band Defeated Sanity? Some of the most original metal drumming in a long while. Well, you can ask Andy, but I'm not Andy, am I? I'm Brummie Dave, so I only like old music, really. Agreed, Tribute is the one. Right, what's happening now then? They're going into a lull. We're in a lull now. He's walking out now. This looks like Alice in Chains, these chaps do. I could tell that because in the background they got written Alice in Chains, but I worked it out by seeing Jerry Cantrell. I thought that's the fella there. Can you see them there? Giving you a little peek. You're doing a bit of feedback now. They come on, Alice in Chains. Doing a bit of feedback. They kicked him with a riff. He's just got one note, but it's bloody brilliant. And Jerry's got like one of them bloody talk boxes like the Bon Jovi's had. Does anybody know if they got singing for him? They got this chap singing for him? Because he's going to have to bloody compete, isn't he? Bloody Lane Staley was a bloody brilliant singer. He's going to have to do some good. I'm watching this. It's bloody good, this is. I don't know. I know they're still going. As it changed, you know, they were one of the first of the grunge bands. They were there doing it before anybody else. Nobody gives them the credit. Looks like this fella's singing. I don't think he's quite as good as old Langstone. I don't think he's quite as good, but they're doing all right job. He's a bit wobbly. Everybody in this band looks like somebody else. Their drummer looks like what's the name from Aerosmith, the guitarist, and then the lead singer looks like the bloke from Rage Against the Machine, and then the bass player looks like bloody Kirk Hammett. I'm getting confused here. They all look like somebody else. Same for Jerry Cantrell. He looks like a cross between Johnny Winter and Roy Orbison. Reverend Stephen Moore said, "Talkbox with a tube." Yeah, that's how he's doing it. It sounds great, though, doesn't it? I was hoping they'd do Them Bones, because I know it's their biggest track, but I do love it. Andy likes that one because it's in 7. He said, I like that one, it's in 7. He likes stuff that's in funny time signatures, he does. But this is definitely Alice in Chains, isn't it? Some people are saying stuff I don't even know what they're saying. Reverend Stephen Moore says Randy wasn't a fan of Sabbath. That's what made him so good, because they weren't doing that sort of bass and guitar riffage together. He was coming from a much more classical background, and he taught classical guitar. And he was a very good guitarist. He was, and he was little, very little. He was very small. That's why Jack Black had to pick a child up, because Randy Rhoads was like child size, really. That's why that bloody Flying Bee looks so big. Dave, have you watched Living Colour NPR Tiny Desk performance? They're fabulous on it. Yeah, I like a bit of Living Colour. I do like them. I haven't watched the Tiny Desk performance. I'm not a fan of Tiny Desks, really. I think that someone needs to do a big desk, like a massive desk that the band could actually sit on. And it's all been built by proper craftsmen that do like Lord of the Rings. So you've got all the pencils and pencil sharpeners there, but actually it's big enough to put a band on, and then you put massive desk concert and you take on the Tiny Desk people, and it's a lot more fun. It'd be like that bloody, what was he called, Morph? You know, remember Morph, the clay fella, when he used to come out and walk around on top of that bloody desk? It'd be a bit like that, but with rock. Someone's just written the Hullabaloos and then done a crying thing, laughing thing. High Number said Time's Up is a classic album. It is. But the one that followed up after that, called Stained, I like that one. That's a very heavy album. That one is. That's probably their heaviest album. Although Time's Up's heavy. Is it bloody fast, that one is, isn't it? Someone said William Duval has sang with Alice in Chains since 2016. So is that fella there, that William Duval? Is he related to Shelley Duvall, the lady that was in The Shining? Be good if it was. Matt Parker's put Chaz was the grey fella. I don't know what they're talking about. Chaz and Dave, don't know what they're on about. Morph Chaz and some big blue thing when Morph got his own show. What are they? Oh, Morph Chaz, that was it. Chaz was the other one, wasn't he? Yeah, I'll get it now. Chaz was the one that made out of the lights of clay, wasn't he? Plasticine. Chaz and Morph and some big blue thing when Morph got his own show. Yeah, I think it was just called Morph. They're doing a bit of bass playing now, Alice in Chains. Brummie Dave thought you'd be backstage with Ozzy. I'm not happy. I thought Geezer get me backstage. I want to know. Shelley Duvall was kind of hot in a geeky way back in the 1970s. High Number's written that. He's hoping to get some agreement now, because if he doesn't, he's going to look like he's a bit strange, isn't he? I'm going to bloody help him. I've got to be telling you, when I'm back then in 1980, Shelley Duvall wouldn't have been top of my list. And definitely not when she got old. You see the state of her then? Bloody hell, she went off her head, didn't she? Older. So you got to watch what I'm saying, you see, because I'm a bit politically incorrect. But it's bloody true, isn't it, Shelley Duvall? I sometimes wonder with her old bloody Stanley Kubrick did her head in a little bit when he made that Shining. They seem to bloody go all a bit potty. Jack Nicholson's potty in the first place, though, isn't he? And they had Scatman Crothers in that one as well, didn't they? Old Shining, the bloke who did Gong Kong Fooey. Very weird, I thought. Apollo Memory 73 has put now playing Live Evil very loud, house shaking. You on about Live Evil by Miles Davis or the one by Black Sabbath? I assume you mean the Black Sabbath one, don't you? Andy was playing that other one by Miles Davis. You say, what a bloody racket that was. No bloody tunes going on for too long. All his stuff's like that. No tunes, it is going on for too long. And you think, what's the name of this one, Andy? And he says, oh, it's called something like Dr. Hocteroptus or something like that. And you think, how can you tell one from the next with all that bloody fusion stuff he likes? I can choke then. Sorry about that. Got to watch that. Coordinate me drinking. So, yes, we're watching this here. I'm supposed to be reacting to it, but I'm more just talking to people in the chat, which I think is probably a better thing to do. Right, yes. Does anyone know what time Black Sabbath are actually on? Because Andy wanted to know that, because he's going to come back on React. I'm only doing the middle bit here. It's like nearly 6 o'clock. Started 3 hours ago, this has. And we've just done 40 minutes. I'm just getting my bearings a bit. Chick Eastwater's doing what the other chap was doing. I saw Van Halen open up for Black Sabbath in 1978. They're just describing things they've done. That's what people do. I don't get it. They just go, people will go, I saw a cat walking across the road in 1952, and he was like carrying a little purse in his mouth. I mean, that'd be more interesting, wouldn't it? Scott H. Jackson, Cannibal Corpse, Zero the Hero, best Sabbath cover, full stop. Go, mate. I accept that. I accept your opinion and I respect it. Reverend Stephen Morey, it's Time FX was played live. That's Andy's favourite Sabbath track, effects. He likes some bloody stupid stuff. I'll tell you that now. He really does. I'll have to get him back on the straight and narrow, I do. He's got some weird taste. I mean, he likes all the rock. Yeah, he used to. When I go around see him, I knock on the door, say, Andy, what are you doing? And he's not going there, and he's got something on that's so bloody weird. Really is. It always sounds like some bloke is readjusting a load of equipment in his shed while someone's trying to kill a donkey. That's what a lot of Andy's stuff he likes is. Right, what we got going on? Black Sabbath are on, I think, about 7 p.m. So I might. What time is it now? 6. I might go round. I might go round till about a. I don't know when I've got to. I don't know. Shall I just stay on and do? The trouble is nobody's watching this one. Can I just jump straight in? Andy said he left me with the computer. He says, "I've done a thumbnail for you," because he's bloody fast at doing these thumbnails. I've got to give him that. Right, he said, I've done a thumbnail for you. He says, now put up a time and then they'll all see it and you'll get a load of people in. But this is getting a lot less. I don't know if it's me. I mean, it's a bit annoying, really, but never mind. But I think Andy's going to come back and react to Sabbath at 7 o'clock. So he's going to come back on. So I suppose I better go around. I'll go around to about 6:30 if that's all right with you, chaps. Is that okay? We'll do it to 6:30. Wagstaff 613 has put a sack of ball bearings over a tin roof. What's that about? What's he on about? What's that there? A sack of ball bearings over a tin roof. What's he going on about? I'll tell you who sounds like that, though. Bloody John McLaughlin, you heard him. Sounds like someone's pouring ball bearings on a tin roof. Inner Space has said, I saw the ice cap over the Northern Europe melt away 9,000 years ago, and it was bloody boring, I tell you. You must be old, because that's a long time ago, innit? I think he's been facetious, that fella there. I've lost my sound. The sound's just suddenly gone. Can you hear me? The sound's just gone. What's happened? I'm watching the live stream here. This will be bloody bad if this happens. Do I sound fine, Mr. Hartley Taylor? You can hear me. When I'm watching this, I wonder if I've done something. Did I press something? The volume's up. I'll tell you something. The sound's completely gone. I can't. There's no sound coming out of Alice in Chains. There's nothing. You think someone's kicked the plug out? Who's that then? What sort of fool's done that on a concert like this? Someone's been meddling. What this one does and pulls it out. Now there's no which bit to stick it back in and everybody all panicking. Right, well, I can't react to much of it now. It's completely quiet. This is bloody strange, this is. These live streams, they're definitely live, aren't they? Don't know what to say. I mean, I'll shut down here. Is anybody else watching the live stream? If they watch the live stream, they will be watching this, will they? Everyone's saying it because there's a chat in the live stream. And everyone's going, what? They could put in WTF, aren't they? They're all doing that. And then someone's put no sound. Why? Someone's kicked the bloody lead out. Can you believe it? Can't bloody believe it. I can remember in the old days, right? They'd got this like goth night in Birmingham in the 1980s, right? And they all went up there. They'd all got the big bloody cure head, you know, and all the big long coats. So they were all looking moody in the dark. And I went in. I felt a bit out of place in this gothy place. So I'm walking around it. And I think, bloody hell, what the hell's going on here with all this lot? So I walk over and I leant against the wall, right? And I leaned against the wall and I switched all the lights on. And they just all flashed on. And then suddenly all these gocks, you could see all the pan stick makeup on them and you could see all and they didn't like it was like vampires. They were going, oh, I don't like it. And I just started to panic. So I started to thrash about trying to switch the light back on. I'm doing everything. Next thing is I do the same thing. I pull this bloody cable out. Whole sound goes down. Suddenly it's just a bloody empty warehouse. No bloody sound. And a bunch of goths scared of the bloody light like bloody vampires they were. Oh, sound's back on now then. Oh, somebody's put a notification up. That's probably Geezer's written that. We are aware of the audio issues and working on a fix. Thank you for your patience. They've sussed it out. I bet we did that in trouble, aren't they? You see, did we see that? At that point, they pulled the lead out. They did. And we missed. They're doing, what's the name now? Is this Fairies Wear Boots? I can't. Yeah, Fairies Wear Boots. Sounds bloody ice. It's like the Okie Coke, isn't it? Fairy Wear Boots. The Okie Cokie. I'll tell you a fact about Okie Cokie that you probably don't know. This is what I'm telling you about. Okie Cokie is everywhere all around the world. I had a mate from Alaska, right? And in Alaska, they call it the Okie Pokey, right? They call it, and the Okie Pokey goes, it goes, oh, right. Why has the Okie Cokie gone? I've forgotten how he goes. Because he said the British people have added a bit to the Okie Cokie. I'm gonna have to switch this off because I can't. Oh, now you'll hear it and I'll get copyright strike. Bloody hell, this is complex. Yeah. How's the Okie Cokie go? Anyway, you know the bit when he goes, whoa, the Okie Cokie, you know that bit? Whoa, the Okie Cokie, you know that bit, right? Nobody else does that except the British. That's the bit we added to it culturally. That and rock. Right, we got a lot of the Okie Pokey. It's called the Okie Cokie. Knees bend, arms stretch, raw, raw, bar. That bit is what everyone else sings, but the British then add another bit in. Oh, Richard Thompson sang Okie Pokey. Yeah, that's animated the viewers a little bit there. That has. Anyway, Alice in Chains are doing. They're sat here doing bloody. What's the name? Fairies Wear Boots. Do you know how that got that name? Right. Geezers, he's out one night, right? And there's like rockers. We were all rockers back then. I was out with him, be walking down the road, being rocky like this, you know, like that, all like that, being swaying the old. Come around we come around the corner, and there was like these bloody mods there, and they start having a go at us. They said, "Don't even try, chaps. You leave us alone. We rockers. You don't stand a chance, mods." And I was quite nonchalant, But Geezer, he got very irate at that. Before he was a vegan, when he was on the meat, he used to get very bloody angry, old Geezer does. And he said, "Get lost, you bunch of fairies," which is like standard. I mean, you wouldn't say it now. Everyone wants to be a fairy. It's up to you. But back in the late 60s, it was like a way of taunting someone who you thought was a bit effeminate. So we thought the mods were. And so he's there and he's going, "Get lost, you bunch of fairies." And these mods go, "We're not fairies." And they goes, "Yes, you are." And the mods went, "No, we're not." And he goes, "Yes, you are." This went on for a while like that. And he looks down, and these mods, they got these boots on, these high boots, trendy boots, right? And he goes, you are fairies, because fairies wear boots. Now, I don't know if that's actually the case, but old Geezer made that statement. And because Geezer writes the lyrics, he got home that night, and he goes, "Could we have an argument?" So I said, "Yeah, daft son, Geezer. Fairies don't wear boots. That doesn't make you a fairy. I mean, real fairies don't wear boots. They're usually footless, aren't they? You're shoeless. They just got their bare feet. The proper fairy, because they fly around, don't need shoes, right?" But if you're about them, if you're about the, the sort of chaps who we meant by fairies, right? They don't wear boots, do they? I mean, think of a famous fairy. You must be able to think of one. Back then, we had like Quentin Crisp. He was a great fairy. Don't think he wear boots. He was a naked civil servant, wasn't he? So he didn't wear anything, didn't he? Anyway, Geezer got annoyed by this because didn't like anyone argue with him, Geezer. That's the trouble, you see. He's a bit cantankerous, old Geezer. And he went, "This bloody right, I'll tell you, I'm going to write a song." And he tried to write a song to prove to me that fairies do wear boots. And in a way, that's what people think now, because he's made that statement something that's like everybody thinks now, don't they? Like, all that bit. Anyway, that's my story of how I created the tune "Fairies Wear Boots." If you want to know how I helped them, Liberace, he was a fairy, wasn't he? Remember? Right. High numbers, but Quadrophenia is a bloody great film. Dressed right for a beat for they're a bunch of wimps, they are. Bloody Quadrophenia. Liberace had a wonderful personality. He did. I've got many Liberace albums at home. I do like them. Dr. Insomnia said Quadrophenia is a way better movie than Tommy. That's a load of bloody rubbish. Right. It's all the cool types that think Quadrophenia is better. Right. But I'll tell you this now. What's your name? Dr. Insomnia. Has Quadrophenia got Anne Margaret rolling around in a load of baked beans? I think not. Right. I'll leave it there. You've been beaten with that. Doc Dead Phil, what's the connection with these old country rockers and the Sabs? Nothing. What are you talking about, mate? Diesel's, but my old lady likes Hokey Pokey. Well, that's all right then. What about you, Diesel? Do you like it? You better make sure you both like it. Right, yeah, there's yeah. Tina Turner was the acid queen. She was. Oh, they got some brummies on now. There's some brummie people. They're brummie girls. I'm not too sure about girls playing rock. Really. I mean, they do try. They rock and football. Why do they bother, really? No one's interested. I feel like saying to the ladies, I feel like saying, "Young lady, I respect the fact that you're having a go. I do. I respect the fact you're having a go, but really, I wouldn't bother if I were you. Go do something more, suitable for a lady to do, like cooking or something like that." They got Cyndi Lauper on now. She don't like bloody Black Sabbath. Cyndi Lauper's you won't believe this. She's 100 years old, and she's on here now. They got Cyndi Lauper on, and she's got a light so bright, looks like she's looking into the heart of the sunrise, like John Anderson would. She is so bleached out. All I can see is just a vague bit of lips and a bit of eyes. You know why that is? Because if they put normal light on her, you'd realise that she's 100 years old. I'll tell you it straight, you see. Andy won't tell you. Anyway, Cyndi Lauper's gone now. This bloke just walked on. He's sat in a graveyard. He's got dark sunglasses. He doesn't look like a rocker, and he's just saying, "My name's Jimmy Angel." I feel like I just get lost, mate. Julian, he looks like a proper Sabbath fan. He's got a proper t-shirt on. He's this bloke's chatting now. I don't know if you've seen this, but he's just come on. He's you know, like when the footballers take one, then they have to cover up their genitals. He's doing that a little bit. There's a bloke now talking. He was getting something out of his boot. He's got a Slayer t-shirt on, and he's they got all these people on. You don't know what if you don't know what I'm talking about. I am supposed to react, but when they're changing the bands over, you see what they do is they have that bloke had a YouTube thing. Tattoos, bloody hell. That's the thing about rock, isn't it? They've all got bloody tattoos. I ain't got any tattoos. I haven't got them. Mr. Summerover, yeah, Andy listens to people that are bloody from the last century, doesn't he? Well, no, I listened to him the century before the last one. But Ginger Baker fired John McLaughlin from the Graham Bond organiser. That's true. He said he was a moaner. John McLaughlin is a moaner. I tell you, he's a moaner. When we were growing up and we were into the rock, the proper rockers who invented it, me, Geezer, all those chaps, right? The only people that had tattoos were blokes who'd fought in the Second World War and sailors. That was it. Rockers didn't have tattoos. But now they've all bloody got them, haven't they? You know why? People who have tattoos, they have tattoos because there's no proper rites of passage for a young gentleman now in the modern world. Right? Our rites of passage was fighting a bunch of mods. That's what we would have done. Yeah? Didn't need tattoos to prove our manliness. But they do now, don't they? All up the bloody arms, up the bloody neck, everywhere. Bon Scott had tattoos before it was, yeah, but they were bloody Australian and as rough as old Bon was. That's my point. I mean, they had Rose Tattoo. Remember that band Rose Tattoo with Angry Anderson? He had bloody tattoos all over him, but he was the only one. That was like his novelty. You know, like every rock band had a novelty, like Hanson Beats and that fat ugly bloke. That was their novelty, right? A Manowar, they had the bloody oil and the muscles. That was their novelty, didn't they? You know what I'm saying? Every rock band had to have a novelty. Every single one did. There was all sorts like that. Kiss had the makeup. You know what I'm saying? Right, there's a band on now, Gajira. They've all walked on very, very tough. They have a lot of double bass drums going in the background, but they don't look that heavy to me. They're doing this thing. It's going jigger, 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 jigger. Colin Burrows has asked if Alistair Crowley had relations with women. You know nothing about him, mate. I'll go and get a book on him and have a read. Ozzy and Black Sabbath is greater than UK schmucks talking instead of showing the concert. What are you on about, Zach Mahan? No. Are you on about me, Zach? Are you on about me not showing the concert? I'll show you the bloody concert. Right, there it is. Look. What are you on about? I'm showing you the concert now. There it is. What are you on about, Zach? Look. Look, can you see the concert? There it is. What you on about, mate? Bloody Zach. Calling me a schmuck. Who the hell do you think he is? He wouldn't say that to my bloody face. I'll tell you that now. Right, what we got going on there? This Gajira's coming on. They're like one of these modern but Andy Edwards, Rick Beato, health policy. With all respects, what's going on there? Is that your name, Andy Edwards, Rick Beato? Is that your name online? Bloody hell! Don't let Andy see that. He's a sensitive chap. He'll get upset. He gets really upset about all this, you know. I don't give a toss. Say what you want about me. Yeah, we got someone's mentioned Andy Edwards, Rick Beato, health and politics to Epi. And he's put, I disagree with you profoundly. Well, I don't think it's me you disagree with. It's Andy. Andy, with you being so close to Villa Park, how come you didn't go to the concert in person? It's not Andy, you great banana. It's Brummie Dave. Bloody hell, this is hard to explain to people, isn't it? What's happened? Well, this is a noisy band, isn't it? The drummer's got no shirt on. I can't tell where the beginning of the bar is. It's all over the bloody place. Now they do that chunky thing, when they go, gets me a bit. Oh my God, he didn't sound like a bloody donkey then on the guitar. He got one of them whammy pedal now. They're making all sorts of noise and they're huffing when they play. They're huffing to look tough, huffing to do some toughing. Antifa in the chat. Bloody everywhere, those chips. Antifa. They're a funny lot, the old Antifa, aren't they? I bet that bloke's just set up that Andy Edwards one just for now, and he's got it, and Andy's not here, but he's right fed up, isn't he? Thinking, oh, bloody hell, it took me ages to set all this up. And he tells me about this. He's like, they all love him because he likes all the weird music. They all love the weird music Andy likes, but then when he says something political, they don't like it. Because unless there's certain times, unless she's like spouting communism, they don't like it, do they? I know what they're like. Bloody hell. Yeah. Someone's just said, Andy, was you a tough guy back in the day? It's not Andy. I think we got a bloody communist in the channel, this bloke here. Who's that been doing the communist thing stuff? God, they always have to let you know, like vegans, aren't they? Lefties and vegans, they're all the bloody same, I tell you. They got to let you know about it. They got to know. They got to let you know that you're wrong and they're right. That's what they have to let you know, don't they? You're wrong, mate. You're a fascist. You're a Nazi. You're a bad person. I like calling people bad people. I'm going to call everyone a bad person. I'm going to give it a toss. Maybe I am. And then someone say, "Are you playing the part of a cliched Brummie metalhead today?" Oh, we got the nasty lot in now, haven't we? Oh, this is fun, this is. I'm glad if Andy was here, he'd be right bloody upset with all this going on. Antifa have got their Palestine action hats on this week. Ah, it's bad what they're doing in Palestine, though. Bloody hell, have you seen it? Well, get really wound up by it. I do all the stuff they're doing there. I need to get some bloody rockers over there sorted out. Get the old angels, the outlaws over there. That would sort it out. Just get in between them, get in between the Israelis, get in between the Palestinians, sit the outlaws and say, right, chaps, we'll stop this right now. They'd all bloody stop, I tell you. Not that the bloody Palestinians can do much about it. Poor chaps down there. And then he's put down, you don't know about politics, nothing about being a bass person. Is that like someone who likes the fish? Is he on about the fish? Oh, it's all funny. Everyone's putting bloody flags up and thumbs up, and then they're all going funny. And this is the trouble with the bloody internet, you see. How long have I got? Oh, what time is it now? I'm going to finish in 15 minutes. Don't worry about them, Charles. Don't worry about them. You see, the trouble with them is, right? I'll tell you how you end up like. Andy will never tell you this, right? I'll tell you how you end up like that. It's because they're not very good with the ladies. That's what it is, right? And they get bitter. They get bitter and then they have to like try and wheedle their way in like weaker men do, right? You either go down the rush route and just give up on it altogether, right? If you're no good with the ladies. But if you think you might still have a chance, you're desperate. Then you start turning up all these things. You go, oh, I don't like it when they're nasty to the animals, and I don't like it when they're nasty to those chaps, and I don't like it when the racists are racist, and all the trans people, all these people all over. I'm sensitive. I am. Look how sensitive. I've got my heart on my sleeve, missus, and the missus go, the ladies go, oh, he seems like a sensitive chap, that lefty fella. I mean, they do. They go, yeah, and they say, "Are you tough?" And they go, "We are very tough, even though I'm a softy lefty. I'm very tough." What? They go, "What do you do that's tough? Like doing some fire brigading or fighting in wars?" Because ladies love that, you see, when you do stuff like that. And they, because they're not proper men, they go, "No, no, no." I was in arguing with Andy Edwards. I was bloody annoyed because when I got there, it was this Birmingham bed. Evan Moncrief, how are you, mate? Lovely to see you in there. He's put "Go Andy." You commentated the old gig. This is not Andy, this is Brummie Dave. God, people don't understand it. Oh, they're all getting fed up now. Don't worry, people. You don't like it. You literally got 15 minutes to go. That's all you've got. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry if you got upset that I was in. The thing is, Andy comes around the house. He goes like, they're all asking for Brummie Dave. Yeah, Andy will be back on at 7. Yeah, I promise you that. I can tell you're not happy with me at all. I've obviously said something else. This is why I ain't got my own YouTube channel, you see. Yeah, what else is going on here? Drop Bear says, Brummie Dave, who's got the better moustache, you or Geezer? Well, I haven't got one at the moment, as you've noticed, because of the summer. It always comes off in the summer. The commie's back. This is a confusing mix of right-wing politics and concern for the poor. It's typical middle class. What's the hell's he on about? Andy Edwards, you need to calm down, mate. You've got to be in your bodies. Does Brummie Dave have a book on dating? Yeah, I'll tell you how you date. You be a handsome chap like me. That's what you do. I'm bloody 70 years old. Look at me. Ladies still love me, I tell you. They don't like Andy much. Me, I think it's something about me look. Don't worry about Auntie Andy. He'll be all right. Like, he can't help it, that fella. He's just got a bit irate because he doesn't like anyone having a different political opinion. That's all it is. They don't like it, you see. They want everybody to think like them. Everybody. But they don't. That's the problem. So they get annoyed. God, this band's heavy. Oh, I like this bit. They've got some fast double bass drums there, haven't they? Very aggressive. The audience, they're not rocking. You see, when they're playing the Sabbath, right, everybody's like, they're all doing this. But now they're doing all this clever stuff. They're just doing that now. And then they're doing things at the camera because they're not really enjoying it. It's not rocking. This is the problem with this new metal-y type stuff that happens. Yeah, Gajira. I've heard of them. God, this Andy Edwards has got a bloody bee in his bonnet. A rebel from the ... nationalist right. Now, this is a rebellion in these times. Oh, I don't get it. I know Andy really well. You know, he wants... He's up for all this lefty stuff all the time. It's all he talks about. I don't get it. Reese Parry says, I'm pretty sure I was on a train back from Birmingham after a Todd Rundgren gig at the Odeon in 1982 with you, Dave. Certainly looks and sounds like it. Let me think of that was... I mean, I would have never gone to see bloody Todd Rundgren, not him. Don't like him much. Nah, it's too weird. But I can't remember. I might have. I mean, it's a bloody long time ago, isn't it? There's some bird come out now. She's doing opera singing. It's all bloody strange, isn't it? And the guitarist is doing all this tappy stuff like this. All very clever, this Gajira, isn't it? And everybody's singing along. I feel a bit of a loss watching this lot. I was hoping that I could give you some insight, but I don't know anything about this Gajira. Look at this bloke. It's amazing. I mean, Gajira, they're a bit boring, so we don't have to talk about this. But this fella that's come in the chat, the communist fella, Andy Edwards, Rick Beato, plus Health Politics Epi, right? He's really got to be in his body, the chap has. Oh, don't worry about him. He's all right. He's got entitled to his opinion, that fella. Leave him alone. Hey, Dave, does Andy know you borrowed his penguin? Look, I'm round at Andy's now. He got round the house. He knocked me door. He's brought me over here. He's downstairs, and I'm just tending to it to give him a bit of a breather. Yeah, so that's Gajira. I sort of lost interest in them as time went on. But it's bloody clever stuff, though. Lots of that going on. And lots of... But what they need is some bloody riffs. That's all you need. Are they still on or not? Dave, out of Birmingham and Liverpool, which is the UK capital of music and why? I'll tell you right, I'll be straight down the line. Liverpool, they got the Beatles. They got Billy Fury. Right? They got Jerry and the Pacemakers. Now, it feels like we're scraping the barrel already, doesn't it? Because we are. They got Lulu, right? They got Cast, right? This is it. I mean, I'm scraping the barrel here. Liverpool. I'm sure somebody will put some bands in from Liverpool. But what's Birmingham got? Nah, not much really. Half of Led Zeppelin, biggest band in the world, right? ELO, one of the biggest bands in the world. Black Sabbath invented bloody heavy rock, right? They've got Judas Priest, invented heavy rock again. They got Diamond Head, invented heavy rock again. They got Napalm Death, invented heavy rock. All heavy rock has been invented by Birmingham bands. Then you got Duran Duran, you got The Beat, right? You've got like UB40, right? You've got so that I could just go on and on and on, right? Forget Manchester. What Manchester bands are there? Bloody Oasis and New Order. God in heaven. That's who I meant. Cilla Black, sorry about that, Lulu. I got you confused there. Good job. This is good having the chat because when you make a mistake, it's there straight away. Dan Hodges just put Simply Red. Bloody hell. He won't be coming around to see me again, will he? I'll have to get my hands on that Auntie Andy now. See what he's like at polishing. I bet he loves it. Anyway, Moody Blues, that's another one. Moody Blues, Magnum. It just goes on and on and on. Birmingham bands, Fine Young Cannibals, they're a Birmingham band. What else have we got? The Editors. Now we are scraping the barrel there now. You don't need to. There's bloody loads come out of it. The Move, yeah, of course, The Move. Roy Wood, Wizards, that's from Birmingham. Ocean Colour Scene, yeah, great band there. Steve Craddock, Steve Winwood, yeah. That Auntie Edwards is still there. I don't understand that comment, Auntie Edwards. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what FYA stands for. Is that? I don't know. Van de Graaff Generator, they're not from Manchester, are they? Bloody, everyone's putting rubbish bands in there. Putting rubbish bands like The Clash in is not going to persuade anybody. Wolfsbane from Tamworth, scraping the barrel, mate. But they are. You'll be doing Dogs D'Amour next. But they from Birmingham, can't remember. This Gajira are doing a Black Sabbath song, but yeah, I don't like this. I'm old school when it comes to rock and heavy rock. I'm bloody old school. Right, Wizard. Yeah, everyone's putting it. They're all doing it now. And then somebody, Papa Toptic, has put Remy Zero. Oops, Ron Birmingham. He's on about Birmingham, Alabama, I suppose. Gajiri is good. Yeah, they are good goats as crow. They are. I like them. Yeah. Yeah, I like them. I'll mention Napalm Death. Yeah, we'll mention Magnum. We might be getting to the back end of it. There's got to be another big Birmingham band that I've forgotten. Who would it be? I mean, you got the Starbridge brands as well. You got bloody Wonder stuff. You've got Pop Will Eat Self. You got like bloody what's the name? The other one, Net Atomic Dustbin. So when you start, Wolverhampton, you got Slade. It just keeps going on and on. Dan Hodges put Lenny Henry. He's from the Black Country. I'll allow him. Birmingham is basically England's Detroit, yeah, because we had the car industry there. British Leyland was based up there, up at Longbridge. I used to remember that in the old days. They got a factory on the one side of the road. That bridge they used to put the car chassis across and all that bit. Dan Hodges has just written that racist. That's always a good ploy, I think. Just write the word. Gustav Holst is from Cheltenham. Miami Virtue says Walsall has Slade and Judas Priest. Well, actually, Slade's from Blockswich, so you want to get it right. You got to get it right, isn't it? So I got it right for you. Yeah, ELO. They're bloody good, yeah. Yeah, a lot of great bands. Now, what I'm going to do now is it's like 25 past. Gajira have finished. So I am now going to basically bugger off. So, and then Andy will be back on. Dexy's Midnight Runners, we forgot them. Come on, Eileen. I remember Eileen. They did as well. Dirty buggers. Anyway, Traffic, they were non-musical youth. The Twang, do you know something? Andy taught some of the guys out the Twang. Yeah, he did. He taught bloody everybody. You want to find out the people he's taught when he was teaching? Taught the Twang. He gave them the name, the Twang. Pretty rubbish name, though, isn't it? Anyway, Andy Edwards has just written down the Pretenders. I don't think they're from Birmingham, mate. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here now. Kajira finished. We're going to be, and I think I'll go and wake Andy up because he's downstairs having his cup of tea and Fleetwood Mac and all that bit. So we're going to do that, and then he'll be back on to do his musical wisdom about the actual Black Sabbath gig, which apparently started at 7 o'clock. So Ian Campbell folk group, you're right there. Ali Campbell's dad, yeah, from UB40, yeah. Well, we're getting quite a lot now, yeah. Pot will eat yourself. Yeah, bloody great, isn't it, Birmingham? I mean, you can't do this with any other town, can you? Anyway, I think we're bloody done then. Steve Gibbons, yeah. I think Andy played with Steve Gibbons at some point as well. He's played with a lot of these chaps he has, I'll tell you. You want to ask him some questions about what he's done, because he won't tell you, you know. You usually play with Robert Plant, he did. Robert Plant. Right. Anyway, I think we're gone now. We're done now. So, lovely to see you all, right? I can come out and do some live streaming anytime Andy wants. I'm going to go back home now, make myself a bacon sandwich, and get ready to watch this in the comfort of my own home on the big screen instead of this place. It's bloody rubbish. Andy's got a little screen here. See you all, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now. Bye-bye. Do all the things you got to do, like liking and subscribing and all that bit. And hopefully, you know, you'll enjoy the third and final part where Andy takes you right to the end. So he'll be on in a bit, don't you worry. Bye, you all. They're tetchy like that, like were. Yeah, tetchy. I'll tell Andy that about how tetchy they are.